Well, good morning, everyone. Happy to have you here. Happy that we've survived the weird weather of the last couple of weeks. Informally, because there will be a formal statement after this, certainly to welcome you all on behalf of the Academy and behalf of the committee that we're deliberating. As most of you know, there's a formal statement that will be part of launching this. But our general plan is the first session we'll hear from the sponsors of this, and you'll hear from them one at a time, and then we'll have some time after that. I hope everybody has an agenda so you can follow along. We won't spend a huge amount of time on introductions. So today is the general format is that we're having a whole variety of speakers if you look at the different topics. There will only be questions taken from the committee members. We'll be generally seated in the first couple of rows. We will not be taking questions from our guests in the audience. If you have other comments or other issues you want to discuss, then Megan, if you'd raise your hand, is our chief staff person, so you could talk with her about other issues. So we're on a very strict time limit. We have got a jam-packed day, so we will be adhering all the speakers to the color code up here, and part of my job is to try to keep us on time as well. So the formal statement. In addition, I want to note that this is an open on-the-record session. Interested individuals and members of the press have been invited to attend as observers. This is not a news conference, however, and we will not be entertaining questions from the floor. As I mentioned, anybody, either press or other people who have other questions, please talk with Megan. I'd like to remind everyone that this is an information gathering session. That is, the committee is in the process of assembling materials that it will examine and discuss in the course of making its findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Therefore, I ask everyone here today to be extremely mindful that the committee has made no conclusions. We're at the very beginning of the process. And please don't leave here thinking otherwise. The comments made by the committee, the questions being taken, are again not to be interpreted as opinions at this point, but just information gathering process. The committee will deliberate thoroughly before writing a draft report. Moreover, once a draft report is written, it must go through rigorous review by experts who are at that time anonymous to the committee. The committee then must respond to every comment we get back from the reviewer, either with revisions to the report or adequately satisfying the whole Academy's review process that we've addressed the issue completely. And it's only at that point will a report be considered official. So again, to reiterate, we're really quite at the beginning of our process. So to begin the first session, we have comments from each of the study sponsors. And again, I'm not going to do extensive introductions. Everybody has a bio in your briefing book. But I will mention that the study sponsors, actually you're not seeing the same slide I am. Can we have my next slide? Maybe not. But we will hear from, I think in this order, Dr. Kerfield, who is from the USDA. He'll be followed by Dr. Hutchinson from Health Canada. Next will be Christy Mangarvo from the CDC, Janet DeJesus from the NIH, and Robin McKinnon from the Food Policy Group at the FDA. Lastly, we'll hear from Dr. Linda Green-Feinstone, who is an epidemiologist, and again from the Public Health Agency in Canada. So I'll remind you at this point, as all of the DRI process, it's a combination effort between the U.S. and Canada, and that's why you see the Canadian colleagues fully represented here. So Dave, you'll start for us.